Hello and welcome. My name is Brandi Murphy. I'm the Director of Nutri-Metrics Training and Field Development. So excited to be with you on the Market America Zoom and the Market America Facebook page tonight. It is my honor to bring to you some information about how you can leverage Nutri-Metrics consultants in your business to work through your team's health professional referrals. So we're going to be talking a little bit from the perspective of an unfranchised owner that wants to learn enough about Nutri-Metrics to be able to add what we call Nutri-Metrics consultants to their business, so that they can learn how to incorporate health professionals into what they do. So thank you again for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you, pull up my PowerPoint. If somebody could just let me know that you can see that in the comments. Say hello and let us know where you're from. I see we have lots of people joining us. Our attendance is going up, which is awesome. Thank you for saying hello. Thank you for chatting. Awesome. Thank you from Allentown, Jamie and Jake. Glad to see you. Great. Hong Kong is with us. We have so many wonderful people with us tonight or this morning if it's in Hong Kong. So let's talk a little bit about why, as an unfranchised owner, you want to learn about Nutri-Metrics. And there's really three main groups of people that come to Nutri-Metrics consultant trainings that are outside of the health professional arena. Maybe they are unfranchised owners that want to explore the program so they know just enough about it to be able to help their team. And that's really smart, because a really well-rounded unfranchised business includes all divisions. A well-rounded unfranchised business is going to have motives consultants. It's going to have web center specialists. It's going to have shop financial consultants. It's going to have every division that we have. It's going to have health and nutrition majors and shopping annuity advisors and business builders of all types. And you never know where health professionals are going to come from. You never know when somebody in your team is going to say to you, I need help because I have a great health professional that would love our products. So if everybody that's an unfranchised owner has somebody that they know that's a health professional, they want to know how to support them. And so I'm going to encourage you to learn about Nutri-Metrics just to be able to support the people on your team, even if you think it's not going to be the major that you specialize in. You also want to be able to add Nutri-Metrics consultants to your team, because you're going to want to have people on your team who do specialize in Nutri-Metrics and who do work with the health professionals who carry our product line. Maybe you want to be a Nutri-Metrics consultant yourself, and if that's the case, tonight's overview will give you a little bit of information about what a Nutri-Metrics consultant does and how to get started with Nutri-Metrics. So before we get into that, let's talk about what the mission of Nutri-Metrics is. The mission of Nutri-Metrics is to transform healthcare by partnering with forward-thinking health practitioners who go above and beyond in patient care. We provide wellness programs that support the health goals of the patients as well as the revenue goals of the practice through cutting-edge nutritional interventions, products that you already know and love, like the isotonics line, like our custom cocktail, like our TLS line, like our heart health line, products you already know and love, packaged in the Nutri-Metrics brand, which you see here in the middle of the screen. We also utilize revolutionary technology, the same type of technology that drives the shopping platform on shop.com, drives the health professional portals on nutrametrics.com. But in addition to that type of technology, when we're talking about website technology, in the United States, the Nutri-Metrics program also offers our GeneSNP DNA analysis. So we can actually look at the patient's genetic health profile. We can look at certain gene variations that they have, and we can customize a wellness program for them based on their gene environment. Okay, so through that type of revolutionary technology, not only the website and the marketing tools that we have, but tools like GeneSNP and the NutriPhysical, through an extensive network of providers, Nutri-Metrics has a goal of changing the face of healthcare, one patient and one health professional at a time. Now, this is not a goal that we can accomplish on our own. This is where you, the unfranchised owner, comes in, because Market America does not spend a lot of money on advertising. Why? The best form of advertising is word of mouth advertising. The best form of advertising is one-to-one marketing. And so we rely on our unfranchised owners to go out and introduce our product line to their health professional contacts. Now, not everybody can work with a health professional. It does require some unique training. This is where the nutraMetrix consultant comes in, and this is why you want to make sure you have nutraMetrix consultants on your team. So what are some of the things that you need to know about or understand? I'm trying to just move my little image of myself around on the screen so that I can see my slides. What are some of the themes that you need to know about in order to talk in themes, meaning we don't want you to have things memorized and give a fancy presentation, but we want you to be able to talk on a common sense basis with the people that you come into contact with. You want to talk about the fact that people are overfed and undernourished, and as such, there is a need for supplementation. What do I mean by overfed and undernourished? Well, people have access to more food than they've ever had access to before. We have restaurants and grocery stores pretty much on every corner. We have convenience stores all over the place, but a lot of times what they sell isn't really holistic food or healthy food. It's convenient food. It's convenience food packaged in a box. Because of that, a lot of the nutrients have been destroyed in those foods, or they're very calorie dense, but not nutrient dense. And as a result, people need supplements to fill in the gaps in their diet. We also have a wellness industry, and we have something that is called, in traditional sense, a healthcare industry in our country, but it's really focused on sickness. It's more of a sick care industry. It's focused on treating people once they're already sick instead of helping them stay well. So these are some of the themes that we teach about in our nutraMetrix consultant trainings. We talk about the healthcare industry economics. We talk about how practitioners are being faced with unique economic challenges, meaning their cost of business is going up just like everybody else is, but at the same time, they're dealing with decreased reimbursements. They're dealing with increased business costs, less money coming in per patient. So that means they need to spend more, they need to see more patients every day in order to stay in business. That creates a lot of economic pressure for them. And so there's a lot of health professionals who are searching for ways to bring cash-based revenue streams into their practice. These are some of the themes that you're going to learn about if you come to a nutraMetrix consultant training or you participate in any of our online specialized trainings in the nutraMetrix division. We also want to talk about nutrigenomics. That's how our nutrition impacts our genes. Certain genes can be turned up or turned down based on certain diet types or lifestyle interventions. Sleep can interact with our genetic makeup. Our stress levels can interact with our genetic makeup. And so within the nutrigenomic program, we're looking at how does our nutrition as well as our lifestyle impact our genes to either optimize gene expression or to minimize the way that those genes express so that we maybe don't have optimal health. Other themes that you'll learn about: science-based supplementation versus junk science products in the marketplace. There's a lot of products out there and not all of them produce results. And we want people to understand why. Delivery system matters. Formulation matters, right? When we start talking about weight loss, we want to make sure that the programs that are offered to our health professionals are scientifically proven, that are systemized, that are duplicatable over and over again. And that's what the TLS program is. Many of you are familiar with the TLS weight loss solution. In the nutraMetrix division, we've taken TLS and we've made it a little bit more clinical, called TLS Select for our healthcare professionals. What TLS Select does is it builds upon the same four cornerstones of the TLS program, but it adds in some clinical specialties, like maybe they're going to do some blood panels, maybe they're going to do some hormone testing, maybe they're going to do some food allergy tests to see why would this patient maybe be struggling with their weight beyond a simple eating plan. We're going to look at the differences between healthy lifestyles and fad diets as well. So in order to be able to talk to somebody, even at the level of trying to introduce somebody to nutraMetrix as a nutraMetrix consultant, not just trying to work with health professionals, but to add nutraMetrix consultants to your team, you want to be able to have conversations about these topics. And that's why the nutraMetrix trainings through the nutraMetrix 101 and 201 are going to be very helpful. We go through all of these topics in detail so that you can have a logical conversation with people and try to encourage them to participate in what it is that we do. We call it the wellness movement, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. So what does the nutraMetrix consultant offer to health professionals? Well, we teach in our nutraMetrix program how to go out and approach a health professional, how to get the appointment, and how to book what we call a discovery meeting. And in that discovery meeting, it's really their first appointment. We're going to sit with that health professional and we're going to work to define what is the vision and mission they have for their health professional practice when it comes to creating a wellness program. From that vision and mission, we're going to identify what their program goals are. Do they want to focus on weight loss? Do they want to focus on women's health? Do they want to focus on digestive health? What are the main areas that they want to hit when they launch their wellness program? From that, select which products and services are going to be the best fit for them. We're going to put together an implementation and marketing plan. We're going to focus on helping to identify which of those patients are going to be a good fit for that plan. And then we're going to teach them some scripts of how to engage the patients to introduce the products to them. Then we're going to measure outcomes. What kinds of outcomes are we looking to measure? We're really looking to measure two different types of outcomes. Patient outcomes, meaning are the patient outcomes improving? Do patients feel better? Are they sleeping better? Are they losing weight? Do they have more energy? Whatever the goal of the practice was that was identified over here that they want to see improve in their patients, is the product recommendation that they're making helping them do that? If not, then we tweak it. If it is, then great, we keep going and we look for growth initiatives. The second type of outcome that we look to measure is, are we creating the financial return on the time investment with implementing the program in the practice that the practitioner wanted? Because also when we're creating these program goals, we're not just looking at patient goals, we're looking at practice goals as well. So for example, maybe the practice tells you that they're looking to generate an extra $40,000 or $50,000 that year in revenue. Well, is the program that we put in place helping them to do that through both our commission structure and our retail profit? We'll talk about how health professionals, because of the number of patients that come through their doors, can generate a pretty significant revenue just on the retail profit alone. And then when we add the commissions in on top of that, they get really excited about the type of revenue that can be generated. But whenever we're looking at those outcomes, if we're meeting them, we're going to go to the next level and look at growth initiatives. If not, we're going to cycle back through and see where we need to measure, monitor, adjust, and control. Now, I did share with you that in TLS, we have 4 cornerstone components. It's focusing on low glycemic impact eating, body composition, supplementation, and education. With TLS Select, we add in additional tools like functional lab work, hormone testing, intensive counseling or combination therapy. We might need to add in physical therapy or clinical nutrition advice. We might add in that DNA analysis that I was talking about through GeneSNP, or we might add in some behavioral therapy. Now, each of these tools that we have that the health professional has as part of their offering does also bring in additional revenue, because that's more patient visits for them, that's more billable hours for them. They might be getting lab tests, which they get reimbursed for that. So there's lots of different ways that we can help the patient while generating additional revenue streams for the practice. While we're talking about revenue, let me show you a specific example of the type of income that can be created for a health professional. And I'm going to point out how that can also impact our Nutri-Metrics. This topic tonight is really more about how do you attract Nutri-Metrics consultants to your business so that you can leverage the team's referrals to health professionals as you're growing your organization. So let's say that you go through that, what I call the implementation wheel on the slide that I just showed you. And as you're sitting as an NC with the practitioner and you identify a specific program that they want to participate in, maybe they want to participate in the GeneSNP DNA analysis. And as part of that, the number one package that they're going to recommend to their patients is called the GeneSNP Foundation Bundle. That includes several of our most popular products. It has our anti-aging essentials packets in it. It has the Isotonics Activated B Complex. It has the omega-3 fish oils from the Heart Health brand. It has Isotonics Magnesium, and it has curcumin in it. The cost to the health professional, the UnFranchise owner cost, is $181. The suggested retail to the patient is $252. If that practitioner gets 100 patients purchasing that product every month, now that's not going to happen overnight, but let's say they see 10 patients a day, and the goal is to get 2 of the 10 patients to make a purchase, and 2 purchase on Monday, 2 purchase on Tuesday, 2 purchase on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. They've had 10 purchases in the first week. By the time we get to week 2, they get 10 more. By the time we get to week 3, they get 10 more. You can see that over a period of maybe a couple of months, 6 months at the most, with a practice that's seeing 20 to 30 patients. It depends on the size of the practice. But depending on the size of the practice, there's some practitioners that are seeing 50 patients a day. There's some practitioners that often see 20 patients a day at a minimum. Getting 2 patients to purchase out of 20 is not a very big deal when you have this whole system of implementation in place. But over time, they get to the point where they have 100 patients purchasing every month. At that point, even if it took them 6 months to get there, they're generating $7,000, $7,040 to be exact, every month in retail profit. But in addition, they're generating 12,900 BV that counts as group business volume for everyone on the team. So the health professional benefits from that 12,900 BV towards their commissions, but so does the nutraMetrix consultant that was working with that health professional, and so does the team above them. So I just want you to keep in mind, how would an extra 12,900 BV a month impact one line of your organization? Because that's what's possible with one health professional. Now, let's talk a little bit about this for a second, because if we bring it back to the health professional's earnings, the health professional would be earning a pretty significant amount on retail profit. With 100 patients purchasing this package every month, their annualized retail profit would be $84,000. In their first year, without even growing a team, participating as an HP1, which means they can earn commissions up to $1,500 a week on their own volume, even without activating with 2 additional partners, they would generate an additional $23,000 approximately in commissions. So their total earnings would be about $107,000 for that year, annualized in their first year. Now, again, income disclosure statement, this is dependent on their effort, right? It's not a guarantee of income. It all depends on what they're going to put into it and if they get the patients purchasing. But if they get the patients purchasing at this amount, this is how the numbers would work out. So I want you to think about, could you imagine if you had a health professional on your left and a health professional on your right, in your team, generating about $12,000 a month, just through one account, one on the left and one on the right, what that would do for your business. So this is why we want you to start thinking about, who do you know on your team, or who do you know that could potentially become a member of your team that could help you as a nutraMetrix consultant? And just to recap, what does a nutraMetrix consultant do? They help to implement these customized solutions in health professional practices. They get trained as a nutraMetrix consultant so that they learn how to approach the health professionals that they know in their network, or how to work through referrals. And they might ask something simple, like we give sample scripts. Like maybe they're going to call the office and say, I would like to ask about 15 minutes where we could touch on what we can do together and gather some information so I can put together a customized solution for you and evaluate and see if we have a good fit for your practice. They're not asking for a lot of time. They're not coming in to try to do a full 45-minute business overview. They're going in for 15 minutes to mine for information, ask questions, do a discovery meeting, and see if nutraMetrix would be a good fit. And then they propose a solution. And when they propose a solution, they put together a potential business plan and show them a prospectus of the type of revenue that practitioner can generate. And then they work to train the staff members on the team. So in order to become a nutraMetrix consultant, you need to be trained in nutraMetrix, but you also need to be trained in Market America, because the Market America platform is the basis of the nutraMetrix division. nutraMetrix is a division of the larger parent company. We're based on the same MPCP. We use the same tools. We use the same business development systems. We're part of the UnFranchise system. We follow the same MPCP. So everybody needs to understand the policies and procedures. You need to know your career manual. You need to have gone to a new UnFranchise owner training and a basic 5 training and an ECCT training. You need to be able to help train the staff on utilizing the web portal and setting up the websites. You need to help them understand how to follow up with their customers. So really, it's like you take the nutraMetrix model and you just overlay it on top of the Market America business. So you learn the Market America business as your foundation. Then you go to a nutraMetrix consultant training and you learn how to work that Market America system in a health professional's practice. So now that you know a little bit about that, I didn't want to spend too much time, but I wanted to give you just a little bit of an overview of what nutraMetrix is, what we offer to health professionals, and what an NC does. Let's start thinking about how you can add NCs to your team. And you might be thinking right now, I'm not sure if I know somebody that would be great as a nutraMetrix consultant. Well, here's the thing. You probably do. You're just not thinking about them yet because you're still not quite sure who would be a good fit for a nutraMetrix consultant. So we're going to continue talking about that. But keep in mind, the people you know are finite. But the people you know who know people is infinite. You can expand your network so much by asking for help and looking within your network and saying, this is what I'm looking to do. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what I'm excited about. And these are the types of people that can help me get there. Do you know anybody like that, right? So let's talk about how you can ask for help. You want to think about, who do you need to grow an organization that benefits from nutraMetrix in the group volume? Well, nutraMetrix focus is primarily on health professionals, but as I was sharing, we do need nutraMetrix consultants to work with those health professionals. But who do you know that's a cardiologist? Who do you know that's a physician assistant? Who do you know that's a chiropractor, an optometrist, a radiologist? Who do you know that's a TLS coach or could potentially be a TLS coach? Who do you know that's a dermatologist, a personal trainer? Now let's talk about this for a second, because nutraMetrix isn't allowed to be sold out of gyms or fitness centers. So personal trainers don't qualify as nutraMetrix health professionals, but they make great TLS coaches and they make great NCs. And TLS and nutraMetrix go together perfectly. We always joke it's like peanut butter and jelly. nutraMetrix and TLS, they go together perfectly. And so we want to make sure that when we're growing a team to support our health professionals, we have people to refer their clients to for exercise. We have people to refer them to for the exercise component of the TLS program. Who do you know that's a pediatrician? Who do you know that's a health professional of any type? Maybe they're a nutritionist, maybe they're an acupuncturist, maybe they are an occupational therapist, or a clinical social worker, or a psychologist, or a psychiatrist, right? We all know people in these fields. And if we don't know people that actually work in these fields, we know people that go to people in these fields. How many of you right now that are watching this have glasses on that were prescription glasses? If somebody gave you the prescription, you know an optometrist or an ophthalmologist, right? How many of you go to a dentist on a regular basis? Probably all of you go, maybe not as frequently as you should, but you all have a dentist that you go to. How many of you have some sort of health professional that you go to when you're not feeling well? How many of you know somebody that has kids that take their children to somebody when they're not feeling well? The point is, everybody knows health professionals, and everybody knows people who work as health professionals, but they know them in a social setting. Maybe you go to your kid's basketball game and one of their players on their team's dad is a doctor, or you go to your daughter's ballerina class or her dance class, and one of the doctor's wives is one of the parents, the mom, is an OBGYN. You all know people who are health professionals, who are sisters of health professionals, or brothers of health professionals, are married to health professionals, right? And so what you want to start being able to do is introduce yourself as somebody who works with health professionals. Even if you don't want nutraMetrix to be your specific major, you're building a team, and on that team, you want to have people that are working with health professionals. So maybe you want to say something simple like, I'm working in the health and wellness industry as a consultant. That is true, right? We have health and nutrition products. That is one of our largest specialties. I'm building my business and I respect your opinion. When can we sit down and chat? And when can I show you what I'm doing to see if you can point me in the right direction? Is Tuesday or Thursday better for you, right? This is all a very simple thing to say. It doesn't feel weird. It's normal. I'm working in the industry and the health and wellness industry as a consultant. I'm building my business and I respect your opinion. When can we sit down and when can I show you what I'm doing so you can point me in the direction? Maybe you know somebody that might be able to help me. We teach something in the nutraMetrix training called the I am, I implement statement. And when we're talking about the I am, I implement, it's really kind of like your what is it in Market America. It's just a quick and easy way that you explain what it is you do when somebody asks you, what do you do? And how do you get somebody to ask you, what do you do? You ask them first. So when you meet somebody, when you sit down in a restaurant and somebody strike up a conversation with somebody, or you meet somebody at any social gathering, it's very normal to say, so what do you do? And if you ask them first, and then you get their answer, you can tailor your response based on what they've said. So I'm going to give you two more examples of maybe how you can incorporate your I am, I implement statement. And it really talks about the mission of nutraMetrix in the answer. So an example that I use frequently is I'm a nutraMetrix consultant. I implement customized wellness solutions in health professional practices. I'm building a wellness system in our community by working with an elite group of professionals who share a vision for better health, education, and options to help people take charge of their health. I'm looking for other people to assist me. Do you know anybody who's passionate about helping people? Do you know anybody that's passionate about healthcare? Very simple solution, very simple script that you can share with people. And again, we teach more of this and provide lots of examples of these scripts in our Nutri-Metrics consultant trainings. Here's another example. I'm on a mission to change our country's current sick care system into one of true healthcare. So to do that, I am a Nutri-Metrics consultant. I implement revenue-generating wellness solutions into doctors' offices. Who do you know who wants to make a huge impact in our nation's health? I'm always looking for consultants to help me with the health professionals I work with. Something like that, very quick and easy. Again, we can teach you more about this if you attend one of our Nutri-Metrics 101s and 201s. But let's go back to talking about who do we need to add to our organization, or how can we help people? Who are we looking for? We're always looking for people that can be consultants. These would be people that are great at not only leading to health professionals, but would be willing or able or interested in going out and actually working side by side with the health professionals, not seeing the health professionals' patients, but working as a business consultant for the health professional to help them implement the program into the practice. Now, good people that make a great Nutri-Metrics consultant, anybody that's well connected in the healthcare industry. Maybe they've been a pharmaceutical rep or a medical sales rep in the past, but sales experience is not necessary. I was a middle school teacher before. I didn't have sales experience in the past. I was just super passionate about sharing our products because of a personal experience that I had with the products. And I think being a product of the product is so important. I know Dennis just did a Zoom on that last night. Right, Dennis Franks talked about the importance of being a product of the program. And so many of us have had our own personal experience, and we become passionate about sharing the products with others. And if that's the case, you're a prime candidate for being a Nutri-Metrics consultant or a TLS coach. Then we're looking for health professionals who are looking to add additional revenue by providing products and services to their patients to improve patient outcomes and to improve the outcomes of their practice, their financial outcomes. But then we also come across patients who are looking for help with their health. And sometimes we can handle them as our own customers. Many of us have our own health and nutrition customers that have done really well with our products. But some of the customers that you come across might be a little bit needing more help than what you can provide them if you're not a health professional. Maybe they've had a lot of health challenges. Maybe they take a lot of medications. And if you have a health professional on your team, it's always great to be able to refer those patients to your health professional, because now they can be getting actual help from a health professional who understands interactions between products and their medications. But the business volume still flows through your organization. It becomes a win-win-win because the patient gets the help they need from a healthcare provider that understands their unique medical needs. The health professional can help grow their practice, right? You're helping them get new patients, and you still get the BV. So we're looking for people of all types: consultants, health professionals, patients who need our products. We're just always listening and thinking of how can I be of service? How can I provide a solution for this person no matter what their needs are? So one of the things that we talk about, another theme in the Nutri-Metrics consultant training, is building and implementation teams. Why is this smart? Well, it helps to keep it part-time, because as your team grows and you have a lot of health professionals that are being funneled to your organization, you want to make sure you have more people trained so that it doesn't end up as a full-time job for you to support this one particular health professional or all the health professionals on your team. If you have a team of NCs that can support the health professional referrals that come through you, then everybody can stay on that part-time basis. But also, it allows you to combine diversified skill sets, build upon each other's strengths and weaknesses. Maybe you have somebody who's super organized and they're really great at the implementation part, but they're not great at remembering all the product details. And then on the other hand, you have another team member who's like your team product specialist, and they know every detail about every product. And you could partner those two people together. So you have the implementation specialist and you have the product specialist, and they go into the practice and they can help with the best of their ability, right? And it helps everybody because we have that leveraged concept of team growth. It also provides an intern-style environment for learning. So we can basically go through the ABC pattern. So if you have a brand new person that wants to become a Nutri-Metrics consultant, you can partner them with a more experienced NC, and they can learn as they go and grow out of their comfort zone until they are more comfortable. This also helps to create a better team of NCs to support HP duplication, because if the more people that can be there there to help support the teamwork, the better the team grows. Everybody's growing together and leveraging everyone's expertise. So our initial plan is we tell people, when you get started, maybe the first people that you want to add to your team as an NC aren't health professionals. Maybe you want to work with your existing organization and say, who do you know that would make a great nutraMetrix consultant? And maybe you want to build a team of NCs on the left and a team of NCs on the right. Maybe you want to have like 3 or 4 NCs in each line of sponsorship, each leg. I was trying to combine leg and line at the same time. Each line of sponsorship, you have multiple NCs. Now, some of these could have come from your referrals. Some of them come from your senior business partners as well. You're working together, partnering up. And then imagine this. This person goes to a chiropractor. This person has a massage therapist. This person has an eye doctor that they go to, and this person has a dentist they go to. So now all 4 of them are able to support all of those different referrals. So we have this ABC pattern of everybody learning together and everybody being able to go together to work with the health professional. Maybe they're even doing it right now. We have a lot of our NCs working with their health professionals on Zoom, training their health professional offices on Zoom, and they have the multiple team members joining in from all around the country. So it's taking away any of the logistical issues of having to have people in the same town. We can be building like all across the country together. And I do want to mention, I know I see some people here from Malaysia, and I saw some people from Hong Kong. We do also have an international health professional program. Now, we don't have the nutraMetrix consultant program there, but we do have the ability for UnFranchise owners to work with health professionals and HP1s. And we have training materials for UnFranchise owners in the other market countries to also work with health professionals, and all these same concepts still apply. So the initial goal would be build a team of NCs on each side of your business, and then work through your group referrals, and then add the health professionals below. Then the idea is help that health professional go through the implementation wheel that I shared with you in the beginning. Each health professional, you're going to help define their vision and mission, select their products, put together their program goal, and then develop their implementation and marketing strategy, help them identify patients, help those patients get better, improved outcomes, help the health professional get better, improved outcomes. And then guess what? They're going to give you referrals, because each step in that wheel helps to build belief of the health professional. And when the health professional has belief, their patients are doing well, their practice is doing well, they're generating additional revenue while creating improved patient outcomes. They start saying, you know who you need to work with? You need to talk to my friend from college. You need to talk to my friend from medical school. You need to talk to my partner down the road who I refer to sometimes. So this helps to create more synergy. And then you have health professionals that may have started as an HP1 that weren't necessarily going to grow a team. They really just wanted to focus on their own implementation in their own office, but then they want to become a go now, and they want to grow an entire organization because they start to see, you know what, I'm getting results with these products with my patients that I never had before, and I need to tell everybody about this. They start wanting to be able to share that information from the rooftops. So I want you to just think about, who do you know? You might be thinking, I don't know anyone. And that's just because you're not thinking about it the right way yet. It's not about whether or not they're going to build the business. It's about who they know and who they could lead you to. Everybody could lead you to somebody. And so it's not even just about who do you know that's a health professional, but who do you know that could lead to health professionals? And let me just give you a few more examples of people that could really lead you to health professionals. For example, if you know somebody in financial services, they probably have a lot of health professionals who have hired them to help them increase their bottom line. If you know somebody who's worked in medical sales, they know a lot of health professionals. You know somebody who's worked in pharmaceutical sales, they know a lot of health professionals. You know somebody who teaches golf lessons, they might know some health professionals, or somebody that works out as a personal trainer in a gym. They might have health professionals that go to the gym with them. Who do you know that literally works in a restaurant? They might have health professionals that frequent their restaurants, because here's a little secret I'm going to let you in on, and I want to make sure you're really paying attention. Health professionals are people first. So health professionals have family. Health professionals have goals. Health professionals have dreams. Health professionals go all the same places where we go. They go to the movies. They go to the mall. They go hang out at, people don't really go to the mall anymore, but they go golfing. They go do things for fun, and they have friends, and you have people that you know in your existing circle, right, could lead you to them and they could become a potential NC. If you know health professionals already, who do you know that could become a potential nutrametrics consultant or nutrametrics health professional? Who could become a potential TLS coach? Who could become any one of our Market America majors? Because if you have nutrametrics blinders on, you may really miss out, right? We've had some really incredible health professionals show up because they were introduced through motives. We've had some really incredible health professionals show up because somebody sold them a website and then they wanted to learn more about the program because of the Web Center program. So you never know where the people are going to come from. You want to just keep listening. Who do you know that shops online? They might be health professionals themselves, and we have a lot of partner stores that can help them save money on things that they buy for their practice. Who do you know that's a great referral source? Everybody is a great referral source, and if they're not, have them be a customer. If not, it's okay. Next. So in the nutrametrics training, once you come to a nutrametrics training, we give you access to tools just like you get through Market America. We have a getting started guide for nutrametrics consultants, and in it, one of the things that we help you do is a memory jogger to help you build your resource list. And so it's just a matter of thinking. If anybody came to mind as I was talking to you today saying, who do you know who, jot down their name and you can reach out to them. We have a couple of training opportunities coming up that you might want to be able to plug them into, or you might want to participate in. But before I leave you, I just want to remind you of a couple of these sales statistics that we teach at the NC training that I also think are really important. Because here's a really powerful one. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. 25% of sales are made, or salespeople make a second contact and stop. 12% of salespeople only make 3 contacts and stop, and only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. Only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. Yet, only 2% of sales are made on the first contact. 3% of sales are made on the second contact. 5% of sales are made on the third contact. But let's go back. Only 10% of people make more than 3 contacts. Only 5% of sales are made on the third contact. 10% of sales are made on the 4th contact, and 80% of sales are made on the 5th to the 12th contact. So it's about building relationships with people. It's about reaching out to them and following up and following up and following up and sharing what you're doing that you're excited about and that you're passionate about. We at nutrametrics are passionate about changing healthcare. We at nutrametrics are passionate about helping people get healthier. Now, as a nutrametrics consultant, we are not health professionals unless we were a health professional before we get started. So for example, I joke, if you've come to a nutrametrics consultant training and you were not a health professional before you came to the training, you're not a health professional when you leave the training. But if you came into the health professional, the nutrametrics training as an RN, a nurse, or you came in as an acupuncturist, when you leave, you're still an acupuncturist, but you're also an NC. So nutrametrics consultant status does not allow you to act as a health professional. It also doesn't allow you to charge for nutritional consultations, but you can learn a lot at the nutrametrics consultant training that will help you grow your retail, and you can enhance your retail business by coming to an NC training. You cannot sell nutrametrics products to your own customers, but learning how to sell the nutrametrics products also does help you sell the consumer line of products, the isotonics and the TLS that you have access to as an UnFranchise owner. Our health professionals can sell the products to their patients, their immediate family members. NCs are allowed to buy the nutrametrics products to use them with trial runs with the health professionals so that they can give them to the health professionals or sell them to the health professionals so they can try, or they can test market some to their patients. But they can use the products in their own household. It's just myself as a nutrametrics consultant, when I'm working with my own customers, I sell the consumer line of products. So what does a career path of an NC look like? How does a unfranchised owner become a nutrametrics consultant? Well, we do expect them to do a couple of things. We want to make sure that they continue their unfranchised owner learning, right? They're going to make sure that they're going to commit to becoming a master unfranchised owner, that they're going to go to international convention and world conference. They're going to continue plugging into their GMTSS events. They're going to commit to becoming an NC for at least a year. The sales cycle is a little bit longer when working with health professionals sometimes, so you do need to give yourself some time to work through that sales cycle with them. We want to make sure that our nutrametrics consultants are retailing. and trying to get to at least base 10-7 strong, because you can't lead where you won't go. And how can you teach a health professional or their staff to sell products if you've never sold a product yourself? We want you to continue focusing on building a solid organization and getting to senior master coordinator. It's not a requirement to be a senior master coordinator before you become a nutraMetrics consultant, but it should always be a goal to continue growing your organization outside of nutraMetrics in the entire Market America arena. We encourage our nutraMetrics consultants to pursue the shopping annuity. We also want them to take action every day, contacting people from their warm market, creating leads from networking opportunities, setting up discovery meetings with health professionals. And now we're doing a lot of discovery meetings from the comfort of our own home. More and more health professionals are able to utilize tools like Zoom and the Zoom platform that we have to do the discovery meeting online. So I hope you found this interesting. And what I'm going to ask you to think about is it time for you to join the wellness movement? Would you like to join us in helping to change healthcare? Where can you learn more about nutraMetrics? Well, I'm going to encourage you to write down this email and send an email to webinars@nutrametrics.com. If you send an email to webinars@nutrametrics.com, you're going to get an autoresponder back with all of our upcoming Zoom trainings that are free and open to everybody. UnFranchise owners can participate, potential nutraMetrics consultants can participate, health professionals can participate. You'll get a whole schedule of our upcoming Zooms. We also have several online nutraMetrics 101s and 201s coming up. We're trying to work in at least 1 to 2 every month, right? So the next one is coming up this Saturday, June 13th. We also have one on July 12th and July 25th, and then one on August 16th. I just picked the next 4 that are in the GMTSS for you to take a look at. What is a nutraMetrics 101, 201? Each one of these sessions is a 3-hour session. The cost is $25. And the cost is in the GMTSS. It's going to be able to give you, for the first time ever, this is so cool, access to nutraMetrics consultant training all the way through March of next year. If you come to a nutraMetrics 101, 201, you get temporary NC status. And the reason why I said that's so cool is typically to become a nutraMetrics consultant, you have to attend a 2-day certification course live and in person. We have one of those scheduled in October, but we know not everybody's going to be able to get to the October one. So because that people haven't been able to travel for a little bit, we've opened up that temporary status to last all the way to March of 2021. So you're in a really unique opportunity right now to be able to take advantage of becoming a nutraMetrics consultant by attending an online 101, 201 for a total of 6 hours. You can either do them on the same day, or if you need to split them up, you can do the 101 on the 13th and the 201 on the next day if you need to. And then we have another opportunity coming up this Sunday. This is not a certification type course, but just to share with you the type of training that we have. We're doing our nutraMetrics online convention summit where we have 8 speakers over a 3-hour period this coming Sunday, June 14th. 8 speakers, most of them are health professionals. They're going to be sharing how they've utilized the nutraMetrics products in their practice. They're going to be talking about why the need for wellness is so important right now. They're going to be talking about how they've leveraged the GeneSNP program and created duplication on their team. They're going to be talking about how many of them have transitioned to a telehealth model over the past couple of months and how they've been able to support their patients' wellness goals through online education platforms. And they're also going to be talking about how they've been able to utilize tools provided by nutraMetrics to create raving fans for their health professional business. The session goes from 11 to 2 this afternoon. We hope you'll join us there. You can join us by registering at bit.ly/NMX2020 CONV for convention. And if you email webinars@nutrametrics.com, this link is in there. So email webinars@nutrametrics.com, you'll get access to the link and you can join. That is free. We also have an incredible amount of training on our official NC training channel on YouTube. So if you want to learn more about nutraMetrics, over the last few weeks, we've done about 64 different Zooms with ongoing training to help you understand everything that I've talked about today in more detail. What is the implementation wheel? Why would health professionals be interested in carrying the nutraMetrics line? How do you get started as a nutraMetrics consultant? So there's a ton of great resources there for you. If you want to jot that down, just go to YouTube and type into the search bar official NC training channel, and we have access to so many different training opportunities for you there. I hope this was helpful for you tonight. I'm just going to pop into the question box and see if there were any Q&As there. So Ling asked the question, where can we find information about the International Health Professional Program? If you go into your UnFranchise back office and you go into the help and training and support materials area where we do the downloads, and you type in International Health Professional Program, you can look at it by the specific country that you're looking at, and there are some downloads there on the International Health Professional Program. You can also find some on the YouTube channel that I just mentioned. And so can someone attend the NC training from Australia? You're absolutely welcome to attend the NC training if you live in any of our market countries. The time zone might be a little crazy for you. It might be in the middle of the night, but you are welcome to attend from Australia. We've had people fly into our live events from all of the different market countries before, so you're always welcome to attend any of our events. The only thing to be aware of is that the NutraMetrics brand is only in the United States, but the HP1 program and the system is available in our market countries. So again, I thank you all for joining me tonight. I hope this was helpful for you. I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast, but I hope that you guys all have a great night or great morning for those of you in other countries. And thank you again for joining us, and we'll see you again soon on another Zoom.